Everybody wants to get down like that.
Now that the 8th generation of consoles, namely the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U are at least 1 year old, if anything was wrong at the launch of these consoles, they have had a whole year to correct the problem. And they have. Now I think it would be appropriate for me to list the top 5 things that are a problem this generation that wasn't a problem for last generation. Back in the day before updates, when a game came out, the cartridge/disc was the DLC, the pre-order bonus, the system update, multiplayer, co-op, it was everything. When a game came out, that was it. Now admittedly, the last generation had updates and all that other stuff. But when you popped in the disc, you could play through the campaign beginning to end, no update required, and have an amazing time. Matchmaking worked day one. A lot of the DLC was free. Pre-order bonuses came with every new copy of the game regardless of purchase date. Now towards the end of the last generation, this started to change and is now fully Super Saiyan in this new generation. Games coming out on these new generations of consoles, despite having 3 years to develop for them, are shipping with game-breaking bugs. Like Halo the Master Chief Collection, day 1 15GB update, plus however much the disc takes to install. And it still doesn't work, resulting in weekly updates since launch. I personally have over 60GB of space used for just this one game, whereas when I first got the Xbox 360, it only had 20GB of storage max. We have so many games such as Assassin's Creed Unity being buggy as fuck, Goro, an iconic character of the Mortal Kombat series, being locked behind a pre-order bonus when they could have very easily just put it in the fucking game, and Destiny releasing with DLC on the disc. Now that deserves a slap. And another one, and another one. And just for the hell of it, before the internet, the only way you could judge a game was by its TV commercial or what your friends had, or by how the cover looked while you were browsing Blockbuster. Yes, I said Blockbuster. Remember those? Remember guys, if you go up to a chick and she doesn't remember Blockbuster,
he's too young for you, bro!
And this trend really didn't change all that much with the 7th generation. The Xbox 360 came out in 2005 and the PS3 and Wii came out a year later. YouTube came out in 2005 as well, and before YouTube there was no mainstream way little kids like me and other little kids with 90 kilobytes per second dial-up internet could watch videos of your favorite game. Nowadays, every game is being put under a heavy microscope from critics and so-called gamers via Facebook, Twitter, blogs, and mainly YouTube. It has gotten so bad that the developers aren't releasing trailers for their highly anticipated games for fear of reviewers trying to guess a native resolution by counting individual pixels of YouTube videos. This one is an obvious one, because I've been talking about this since these consoles have been released. If you compare the Xbox 360 to the original Xbox or the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 2, by uploading a video to YouTube, both in 480p at 30 frames per second, you could very easily tell the difference between generations. With so many games being released simultaneously on both this gen and last gen, under the same circumstances you really couldn't tell. They are virtually the same. When the Xbox 360 released, it had the specs that rivaled top-notch PCs. It was the best way to game, and every time Microsoft sold an Xbox 360, they lost money, because it cost $900 to make, and they only sold it for $400 at launch. These consoles that are coming out, both Xbox One and PlayStation 4, are being sold at a profit, because it costs less than $400 to make, and they're selling them for $400. So they're making a profit. If these consoles cost $900 to make, we will be seeing the same bump in generation as the Xbox 360 to the Xbox. The PS3 even boasted about having graphics so good that they would be considered 4D, even though that was completely false, but you know, that deserves a slap. There's nothing new about these fucking consoles. There's nothing new about these fucking consoles. If you look back at the history of the PlayStation, every generation brought something new that not only changed the gaming industry, but the world as we know it. When Sony originally set out to make a console, they tried to partner with Nintendo to make a cartridge and CD-based console, of the likes of which has never been done before. When the deal fell through, Nintendo and Sony made their own disc-based consoles, whereas Nintendo's tanked so badly that they wouldn't make a disc-based console until the GameCube, 7 years after the PlayStation 1. Along with making disk-based gaming mainstream, the PlayStation 1 brought a new innovative controller with dual analogs, vibration, and an overall new amazing experience with 3D graphics. The PlayStation 2, on the other hand, changed Japan forever, because DVD players at the time were so expensive that people wouldn't invest in them just for the sole purpose of being a DVD player. This could be compared to the 4K media players of today. PlayStation 2 became mainstream over there because it offered so much. A DVD player, a music player, a crazy gaming console for one affordable price? Sign me up. And don't even get me started with the PlayStation 3 making Blu-rays mainstream. The Xbox and 360 changed the way we interacted with others via Xbox Live, brought 720p to the forefront, and a new wireless amazing controller which has become the standard for every console after. And the Wii, it was the best-selling console of that generation, and it brought some nunchuck stuff, so you know, it's cool. But what did the PlayStation 4 bring to mainstream? Not 4K. What can the Xbox One do that the 360 can't? These consoles are so similar that they could be considered what the iPhone 4S is to the 4. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If I have one question I would ask you guys, it would be, what do you guys think of this console generation being the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Wii U? If you liked the video, like the video, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. This is your boy Sean, and I will see you guys later. Peace.